What is up, YouTube? Back with another YouTube video, and today we're here with a guide for the Bay of Drowned Wishes Legend Lost Sector for Season of the Witch. Now to find this, you're going to want to go to your Destinations tab, and then go to the right side here to the Dreaming City, then spawn in at Devilian Mist right here, and then when you spawn in, all you have to do is turn to your right, and right behind you is going to be the cave where you have to go to start the Lost Sector. Now if you don't see this flag here, or the banner slash symbol right here on your mini-map, that means you have to go inside the cave and then actually complete it normally. So make sure you kill everything, kill the boss, loot the chest at the end, and then you'll unlock legend and master difficulty lost sectors. So I'm just going to run through here and show you very quickly that once you reach a certain point, it will tell you Bay of Drowned Wishes, and then you'll see some enemies that you can start, getting rid of. So you can see as you walk in, there's going to be your enemies here. So just make your way through that, and then once you complete it, and you'll unlock legend and master difficulty. So we're gonna go back over here to go over our modifiers. So let's go back here. And this is a really good lost sector to farm, by the way. You can get it done really easy. I think it took me 7 minutes to get this one done. So if you're a lot faster than me, then you can obviously get it done way quicker. But for our modifiers, we have shielded foes. You'll face combatants with void shields. Legend modifiers are locked loadout, extra shields, equipment locked, limited revives, overload and unstoppable champions, arc threat 25% increase to incoming arc damage, raider shield, scorn raiders now have void shields, overcharged weapons, weapon overcharges from the seasonal artifact are active in this activity, kinetic weapons do increase damage when your subclass element matches an active surge, strand surge 25% bonus to outgoing strand damage, solar surge 25% bonus to outgoing solar damage, then overcharged sniper rifle 25% bonus to sniper rifle damage. Then you can see if completed solo, exotic chest armor is rare, and enhancement cores are uncommon. Recommended power is 1830, but 1810 and above you should be fine. So now we're going to get into the loadout. And no surprise here, we're running the exact same loadout as we've been running since last week. We got Silk Strike, the Strand subclass with Marksman Dodge, Triple Jump, Threaded Spike, Threadling Grenades, Widow Silk, Threaded Spectre. Then we have Thread of Generation, Thread of Evolution, Thread of Binding, and Thread of Continuity. Then for my main weapon here, Malfeasance. This is the do-it-all gun. You can get both unstoppable champions and our overloads with one gun here if you use Malfeasance. Now you can see on the artifact I do have overload hand cannon right here, and this is pretty much all you need in order to stun both the overload and the unstoppables, because Malfeasance does have an unstoppable champion, intrinsic perk right here. As you can see, combatants with explosive slugs strong against unstoppable champions. So that's what we're going to be using to stun unstoppables, while also doing that with overloads as well. Now when it comes to my secondary, it can be anything really. I just put a solar auto rifle because I had it there from yesterday, and if you're using a solar auto rifle, I preferably, if you can, just get incandescent on it, but if not, just run whatever you want, whether it's anything really, because I barely used it. I only had it on just in case if I did use it I would get that extra solar damage, but this isn't going to stun any champions. We're only going to rely on Malfeasance for that. And then when it comes to my heavy, Circular Logic, it's a Strand LMG, and it's going to be doing increased strand damage because of the surge. So that's one thing that I want to have with Hatchling on it. If you can get Hatchling, that's great. If not, you can just get a regular one with whatever other perk you have. But then getting into the armor, for the helmet, we have Ashes to Assets, Strand Siphon, and Kinetic Siphon. Ashes to Assets will gain bonus super energy on grenade kills, and then Strand Siphon, Rapid Strand Weapon Final Blows create Orbs of Power. The Kinetic Siphon, Rapid Kinetic Weapon Final Blows create Orbs of Power. Now for the arms, we have Firepower, your Grenade Final Blows create Orbs of Power. Grenade Kickstart, when your grenade energy is fully expended, you gain grenade energy. Additionally, your armor charge is consumed and you gain additional grenade energy for each stack. Then Fastball, which increases grenade throw distance. But just to show you, Fastball really isn't that important. You can see it's my only, thing that I have left that I could put in this slot, so I just put it on. But then when it comes to the chest piece, here we have our damage resistant mods. You can see I have solar resistance and 2 arc. If you want, you could really go all 3 with arc. However, in the last room there is some solar damage, and those explosive servitor things that are there, they do blow up with solar damage. However, if you're right next to it, they are going to kill you. So if you want, rock all 3 arc, but I just had a solar one just in case. Or if you want, put on a void. There is a void sniper, the stalker I think is what they're called or whatever, the scorn ones. So if you want, switch out solar with void or do whatever you want, but this is just what I had, 2 arc and 1 solar. Now for my legs, we're running the exotic Lucky Pants, and this has the legally modded holster where hand cannons ready faster and gain increased accuracy and bonus damage. This is going to help increase our malfeasance damage by a lot. And I do want to note, when it comes to malfeasance, I also have the catalyst. I forgot to mention that earlier. So when using this against champions, we will be doing increased damage with Vorpal Weapon and against bosses and everything. Now, when it comes to what I have on the Lucky Pants, we have Better Already. Your health begins to regenerate immediately after picking up an Orb of Power. And then Kinetic Weapon Surge and Strand Weapon Surge. Your kinetic weapons gain a small bonus to damage while you have an armor charge, and then Strand Weapon Surge or Strand Weapons will gain a small bonus to damage while you have an armor charge. And then your armor charges now decay faster over time with both of these mods. So when you pick up an Orb of Power, you'll have like 15 seconds to do damage until it decays, and then you can stack it up to 3 times. So let's say I pick up an Orb of Power, for 15 seconds I have increased damage with my Malfeasance and increased damage with my Strand. What just happened? Okay, we're gonna have to be right back. So we're back, and I have no idea what just happened, but 2 time dilation mods, your decaying armor charge has a longer duration, and then you can see Bomber reduces grenade cooldown when using your class abilities. So that's going to do it for the loadout and everything. Again, you do not have to use this. This is not the only loadout you can put on. If you're comfortable with something else, by all means put it on. If you don't want to use Lucky Pants, you're more than welcome to run Star Eater Scales to overcharge your super when you pick up orbs. That's definitely a good option, but this is just what I'm using. One last thing I'm going to show you again is if you want to stun overload champions, you will need overload hand cannon for this, unless you're going to rely on any of your abilities for that. So just do with that information as you will, but now we're going to get into the gameplay. So you can see we're going to spawn in right now, and as you spawn into the Lost Sector, there's going to be these Scorn that are kind of just like kneeling or whatever, sitting down, I have no idea. But you can see I'm using my auto rifle to take them out, or if you want, use your heavy or whatever. But you can see I'm going to switch to Malfeasance in a little bit, and you can see I switch. I proc the illegally modified holster, I get that damage boost, I hit the crits, and then I end up just insta wiping the unstoppable champion. So it's pretty easy. You don't have to worry too much about, you know, not having to kill him and everything. It's pretty much a guaranteed kill every single time, as long as you don't miss any shots and you can, you know, do it within a good distance. But you can see after that you are going to get some more screeps that are going to spawn in. And I just opted to waste a little bit of time here to shoot these traps and everything. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I just did just in case if, for whatever reason, I might be standing next to one and I don't know, and then a screep pulls up next to me and blows up. You don't want that, but you can see I was using my auto rifle, switch to Malfeasance, get the damage boost, proc the modified holster, and then instantly shred the second unstoppable champion. And then I just ended up wasting some time here shooting the rest of these traps. These red ones, if you don't know, if you activate them by standing next to it, there's going to be an orb, as you can see right here. Not an orb, but like a bomb, I guess you could say. And if you don't shoot that within 5 seconds, it's going to pretty much slow you down, and you're going to be stuck there for like 10 seconds or something. And you don't want that, because there's snipers, there's screeps that can, you know, push you and blow you up. There's the overload champion that's going to spawn in. So just kind of keep all of that in mind. But you can see I'm running towards the back here to blow up the rest of these. That way there's, you know, no chance that I end up dying. So you can see there's the overload champion with some AI next to them, and they're also going to throw that down. I have no idea what that's called, but that makes them immune, so when you see that, instantly shoot at it. But you can see I was using my auto rifle, switch to Malfeasance, do some increased damage with it against the overload, and I ended up getting lucky there, and the damage over time increased, and I was able to kill the overload without having to worry too much about hitting those last couple crits. So I was super happy for that. But you can see more AI are going to spawn. This is where I backed up because I was taking a lot of damage, mainly from that sniper, as you can see on the left side of that cliff. I was trying to see if he would shoot my decoy here so I could spawn threadlings, but didn't really shoot at it. But you can see there's traps here, and you definitely don't want to get slowed here because the screebs and other enemies that spawn, they will push you, and then you could end up dying because you're slowed there. But I ended up just trying to use my LMG to take this guy out because he's so annoying, and I had to like burst tap it, that way I could actually hit the shot instead of just, you know, pulling on the trigger. But you can see after that, just get rid of these enemies, and then once you clear out this side, they're going to start spawning on the outer side and right next to you, as you can see. So be careful for that. But they're going to be a bunch of screeps. So normally when you take one screep out, you will take out the rest, but I was completely caught off guard by that unstoppable champion. I had completely forgotten that he's going to spawn in. So you can see it actually was chasing me this whole time, so I was running back, and this is why I was super happy that I shot most of the traps, because I did not want to have to worry about being slowed if, you know, anything were to happen, or, you know, the screeps all blow up and they, you know, blow me up because there was one of those servitor things. So you can see I'm using my auto rifle. I get to a relatively safe-ish spot right here. I'm back at spawn, and then I just pull out Malfeasance, get the damage boost, and then just insta-wipe the Unstoppable Champion, as you can see. So even though that got kind of sloppy there, now you know what to expect. That Unstoppable Champion is going to spawn towards the left side. But after that, that's our last Unstoppable Champion. We don't have to worry anymore about those. And I don't know if we're going to get another wave. Okay, no. The, cave is open now. We can go inside. And this is the boss room pretty much. You're going to have to fight waves of AI in a little bit. But when you get in here, you can see those servitor things. Make sure to blow them up because the enemies, when they throw grenades and their solar damage and stuff, they can blow those up next to you. And if you're standing next to it, that's pretty much going to, kill you. And obviously, you don't want to die to that. So we're just gonna go and throw some threadling grenades. I thought I had my melee, but I didn't. You can see they have like this immune thing on the ground, so when they jump on the little mountaintop or whatever, I can do damage. So I was just using that to my advantage. But here you can see the overload is there and doing a lot of damage. So I just waited a little bit. This is pretty much like the safest spot you can be in, so you can back all the way up. But I throw a decoy down. And my main goal was just to get rid of the AI first and then the overload. So you can see I switch to my auto rifle. I cause those threadlings to spawn by shooting the decoy. I pick up the tangle, and then he ends up throwing an immune thing. And then I switch from my auto rifle to Malfeasance to proc illegally modified holster. And then I end up hitting all the crits to get the damage boost. And then we instantly get rid of the overload. Here you can see throwing some threadlings. More of these solar, Ravengers are going to try to push me here. So that's why I keep backing up, just to be a little safe. And then my auto rifle has incandescent, so I can spread the scorch stacks and do increased damage against them. And there's one right next to me there. And I do believe it's after this wave of AI that you will have the boss spawn in. So you can see I'm throwing threadlings. And yeah, you can see the boss in the background right there. It's just the obnoxiously large Scorn boss. It's 20 feet tall, but you can see I'm just using my LMG to pick off every other AI, and then I'm going to switch to Malfeasance and do some damage with it, as you can see, with the damage boost and everything. And it actually didn't do as much damage as I thought it would, so I was like, I have not a finisher, I have a super, I can use it, I don't have to worry too much about it. So you can see I clear out most of the ads, and then I just go to push the boss here. So I pop it, and I just spam the light attack, or whatever it's called. And then once I get rid of the boss, I just use this here for the screams and everything that spawn. But yeah, pretty simple. You can see pretty much a 6-minute run. If you're not worrying about the traps and everything, and if you kill things way faster than I did, then you should have no problem getting this done. But if you need exotic chest pieces, today is a very good day to go ahead and farm. That way you can stock up. But hopefully you found it useful, because if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell so you don't miss another video. A playlist with my Season of the Witch Legend Lost Sector guides will be popping up on screen right now. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.